What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I currently have a build series going on for a 1968 Ford Mustang coupe. If you guys are new to the channel, this is part 13, and if you would like to see the progress that we made so far, feel free to go back watch the previous videos. In the previous video, we did remove the motor and the transmission, and it now opens up the engine bay. I would really like to focus on getting the engine bay sanded, sandblasted, and painted in today's video. So if you'd like to see the progress, feel free to stick around and check it out at the end. Today we're really going to focus on stripping the whole entire engine bay down to where it's just metal. That also includes like the brake lines, any hoses, wiring harness, nuts, bolts, anything. And then we're going to have everything sandblasted, and then we're going to have everything painted. We're going to figure it out as we go. If you guys happen to enjoy the video, please leave a like. And if you guys really are enjoying the series, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to stop talking. Let's just jump right into it. Alright, so I guess first thing we could take off is the hinges. I want to probably do everything in sections, so I'm going to start with maybe taking this side off, then the firewall side off, and then the passenger side off. Boom, just like that. We got the driver's side hinge off. Alright, next I think I want to just pull out this wiring harness. So the main harness wraps all the way around. I kind of want to cut it, but since I'm replacing the harness anyways, I'm going to just cut it right here. Alright, before I can feed the cable through, I need this out. Alright, get my drip pan under that. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take the brake reservoir off. I'm an idiot. I forgot I got to disconnect it on the inside from the brake pedal. Well, not necessarily. I should just be able to pull this out. There we go. I want to take the rest of the brake lines off. They fall, so they come down and they follow the firewall, and then one follows the firewall and goes to the passenger side, which is going to do the front passenger drum. So the question is, are they going to come off super easy or not? Yeah, that's not coming off. Ah, 1968 Ford Mustang. All in all, we're looking at probably about 120 to 150 bucks to replace all the brake lines, which I probably should do anyways, but I doubt anything's clogged in the pipe. But I guess I should do anyways. I guess screw it. We'll just cut everything. I really need to get these fucking brake lines off, but they don't want to break loose. Whatever, I'm trying to get the power steering off, but I'm not having any luck at all. This whole corner here is giving me a hard time because I can't get these damn brake lines off from the proportioning valve. I can't get the power steering, motor, pump, or whatever. I can't get that off. It's like all the little stuff too, because it's just been sitting for, it's all the original stuff. That's all of them out. Fuck. All right, just like that, the power steering pump is off. Now we gotta figure out what we want to take out next. All right, so I'm having a hard time getting the brake lines off the proportioning valve. So I'm gonna have to take an approach I didn't want to take and go ahead and cut all of the lines off. I was probably thinking about replacing the lines anyways. I have brand new brake components going in, so I guess maybe it's a good thing I'm choosing to do brand new brake lines as well. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut them hose off. just like that, I should be able to remove the proportioning valve. So I'm not gonna lie, inside the lines doesn't look too bad, but almost got this corner pretty much almost done. Go ahead and remove this block. I have no idea what this goes to. There was a few things plugged into this block here, so if anybody knows what that goes to, please let me know. I'm not gonna take the steering column out. I'm gonna leave that in, just paint around it. You're not gonna be able to see it all that well anyways. I have a brake booster going in and all that. So we'll just leave that, still sand it up, paint around it. Not reusing any bit of the old harness, so we can just force that shit out. Alright, now I gotta remove the solenoid. Let me just go on it with that. Alright, so we pretty much got everything I think we need to get off. A few remaining things are whatever that is. I don't know what that goes to. That might go to like the heating core, because these two hoses go to the heating core. It might be like the motor for it or something. I don't know, but I might just clean up around that and just, I don't know, maybe mask it off. I got to get these two hoses out. There's like a whole bunch of buildup everywhere that you can just hit with a flathead screwdriver like this, for example. Like all of this stuff. There's dirt over here, dirt over here. So I really need to just knock all of it off, vacuum everything up, because the blasting media for sandblasting is actually a little pricey, so I don't want to waste blasting media on stuff that I can take off by hand. And then the main reason too is why I'm sandblasting is like these hard to reach areas, like this corner over here, maybe this front rad support. All up in here is pretty difficult to sand by hand or with an angle grinder, or you can't even get an orbital sander in there. So that's why I got the sandblaster. Oh, and then I gotta get that brake line off too, and then just get it ready to be sanded and sandblasted. But all right, that's enough chat. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on it, and hopefully I can get this stuff knocked out pretty quick. So we'll see. Alright, so one thing I noticed is this battery tray, the tray that holds the battery, is rusted. I knew that, but I was actually going to just go ahead and reuse it until I actually looked up online how much it is to replace one of these, and it's only 16 bucks. And then like I said, if I want to get this engine bay completely painted, this thing has to come out so I can paint behind it. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and work on removing this. We got two top bolts and then two side bolts. I got one of them out, but this other one I can't get out unless this bumper, I know this holds in the bumper, but I need this thing removed, and I think it should just be these two bolts. So let's go ahead and give that a try. All right, so we got a couple things from Harbor Freight. I looked at a couple videos online and some reviews and all that, and apparently this blaster might be everything we need to get the job done. We don't need anything too crazy. It just holds 50 pounds of the blasting media, and then we got 50 pounds of blasting media. So, and then to be safe, just to be safe, because I read a lot of stuff about when you're sandblasting and whatnot, we got a media blasting hood. This will just go right over your head, protect your face, eyes, and all that. And then some blasting gloves. The gloves might have been a stretch. I don't know. They smell funny, but if any of you are interested in sandblasting, I'll be brutally honest with you guys about this kit. Hopefully it's exactly what we need. I have a, what is that? An 8-gallon air compressor at 150 PSI max. This thing says 12 CFM at 90 PSI. So we'll see how this thing pans out. Need to put a quick attachment on there. That's some Teflon for our fitting. This is where your air hose is going to tie into. No hose clamp for it or anything, but I don't imagine it'll pop out that easy. So here I have my air line. Take that off. Oh. Ooh. Then we got to pop open our blasting media. Now I'm just going to take a mug and fill it up. So this bucket of blasting media, I think was like 30 bucks at Harbor Freight, maybe a little less than that. Tractor Supply has 50-pound bag of some blasting media for like 10 bucks. So I know I mentioned that the blasting media is kind of pricey, and it is. It just depends on how much you're going through. I don't imagine, well actually I'm hoping that this engine bay doesn't take more than 50 pounds. I would like to try and keep it under 100 pounds of blasting media. But what I'm also going to try and do is I'm going to lay down plastic on the floor at least, and then be able to see if I can pick up that blasting media that lands on the plastic. I don't know. We're just going to have to see. All right. So I got this thing about maybe a little over halfway full. We're going to go ahead, lay down some plastic, and then time lapse the process, and I'll let you guys know how this thing works. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I think we got everything set up. We're going to lay down some plastic, change into the proper PPE, and then we're going to see how it goes. Well, this is it. I don't know if you can hear me. My mic's right here, but I still got to lay down plastic, so I'm going to get started on that. And then y'all are going to get a time lapse of me sandblasting, so there goes nothing. All right, and just like that, we're all done with the sandblasting. It does look a little painted because some of the bare metal spots I went in with the rust reformer, some hard to reach corners and all that, I went in with rust reformer. Got a little bit carried away over there where the battery tray was rotting out a little bit. So went ahead and sprayed that. Just sprayed some areas I felt was necessary to hit with the rust reformer. Now that we got everything sanded and sandblasted for the most part, I still got to get, you know, the frame rails there a little bit, just get those cleaned up. I'm going to hit everything again with the power washer, and we're going to go ahead and paint it with our engine bay paint. Now, my review on the sandblaster, and this is a big thing. I had a bunch of unanswered questions when I was looking online. The biggest thing that I was having issues with was it being able to pull the media through. It would probably be better if you had this maybe at a higher level. If you have a shelf or something, you can place this on and have the media be gravity fed to where you're working. that would definitely help. I tried to prop it up somewhere on the toolbox and all that, but the hose still comes down. It was still coming down and coming back up. It helped a little bit. For some reason, I felt like the gun worked a little bit better when you were holding it at the side. And it could just be me too, because I only have an 8-gallon air compressor, but it was running perfectly fine, had no issues. Now, as for the blasting media, I still have about, I don't know, maybe 30 pounds left. But would I suggest the Harbor Freight Sandblaster? For a small job, yes. If you had to do a whole car or you're expecting to do a lot, I would not recommend it at all. Maybe get something bigger. You're gonna definitely need a bigger air compressor. Now that we got the engine bay all prepped, it's almost ready to go. We just need to wash it one more time. I gotta give this paint, at least 24 hours to cure, so I'm gonna be back tomorrow. But we'll be back, gonna wash everything again, and then we're gonna go in with some Eastwood engine bay black paint. So I gotta give this time to cure. For me, it's gonna be a whole 24 hours. For y'all, it's gonna be right. All right, and just like that, it's the next day. I started painting this corner over here, prepped this corner. Wanted to see how the paint would lay out and everything, so ignore that. But I'll get you guys the whole rundown of how we're gonna go about this. So we need to go ahead and just finish cleaning up a couple more spots, wipe everything down. I have this wipe down, all of that off camera. And we're gonna go ahead and start laying the paint down and get you guys a little time lapse of that. All right, and that's that. I know I didn't get on the underside here and there. For that, I'm gonna use like brush on chassis paint. This is specifically for the engine bay. I'm sure if I painted that with engine bay paint, it'd be fine, but I want to put a little bit of a thicker paint on there. Eastwood has some brush on paint that's good for the chassis and the underside. But honestly, I like how it turned out. Could have been a little bit better. There's some spots that you can just see that isn't, that isn't flat like some other areas. Like this battery tray was pretty much pitting. I got all the rust off, rust reformer, and then the engine bay paint. But that's gonna be hidden with a new tray. But there's some little areas like that around there on the engine bay that you can really see. I honestly have no idea what's going on over here. But like this pillar came out nice. This one came out pretty good. I feel like I could have prepped a little bit better, sanded things down, maybe go in with like some 600, 800 grit and just really make the surface uniform and level. But I don't know, I was rushing it. But again, I'm still very happy with the outcome of this. I like how it came out. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it good with that. Anyways, guys, this is what I'm gonna call it with this video. The next video will either be putting the engine bay back together or doing some work on the motor. I am in the process of doing some work on the motor, so I don't know what we're going to come out with next. But if you guys happen to enjoy the video, please leave a like. If there's any tips or tricks that you guys have for me, please let me know down in the comments. All of this stuff is kind of new to me. I have a very good understanding of it, but I try and do as much research as I can. But again, I'm still very happy with the product, how it came out. The Eastwood paint, I highly recommend that stuff. It's really good, lays down nice. Cure time in 2 hours. Again, I'm still very happy with the outcome, how it came out. If you guys happen to be enjoying the series and you guys are not yet subscribed, please go down and subscribe. It really helps me out. Lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content. If you guys happen to enjoy the video, please leave a like. Again, if you guys have any tips or tricks, let me know down in the comments. I got a big mess to clean, so I'm gonna get on out here. Peace.